Okay, today I'm going to talk about signs of the end times. I already made a video called the end times a few minutes ago, and today I'm going to go back to the signs. I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I'm not only going to post the scripture on the screen. I'm also going to read about 10 verses. Yeah, I believe 10 verses. 4 through 14 or 15, something like that. I'll be using the internet off of my PSP, and I'm at blueletterbible.com on it. And if you want, I can prove it to you. I'm going to start with 4. That right there is blueletterbible.com on the PSP. So yeah, I proved to you that I'm at blueletterbible.com instead of playing some video game while I'm talking about God. Okay, I'm gonna start with verse 4, and you'd have to read verses 1 through 3 of Matthew 24. Okay, basically, Jesus' disciples came to Jesus in private and asked him a question about the end times, or something like that. Okay, Matthew 24, verse 4. And Jesus answered them and said, let me read that again. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Yeah, that's happened before already, hasn't it? I mean, somebody came and claimed to be Christ, and turned out to be some cult leader. I don't know if these people actually believe themselves to be Christ for some reason, or decide to be a false prophet and deceive people. I've already heard of a guy a few years ago. I forgot what country it was. I think it was South America or something like that. Might be wrong about that. A few years ago, a guy claimed to be Jesus. Didn't hear very much about that. And then you notice that later on in the prophecy, in Matthew 24, he warns about false prophets, which would include cult leaders. Let's see. Going down. Let's see. My 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Either way, I'm at the King James Version, at the blueletterbible.com on the PSP. And so far, there have been wars and rumors of wars. And starting from continuing on to verse 7, when nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, earthquakes. How many earthquakes have there been already this year? In fact, I've heard one time that in the last few years the earthquakes has been increasing. So that's proof that the Bible is true, because biblical prophecies are coming true. I'm only going to talk about what's already going on right now in this, the scriptures I'm reading. Although in the scripture reference that I give you, I put the entire chapter. And these are the beginnings of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Let's go back to, let's see, 9. I believe in some countries, you will be executed just for having a Bible. I'm not sure which countries there are, I forget. So yeah, Christians are being persecuted real bad in other countries. And actually, to a certain extent, we're kind of being persecuted over here, just not as bad as the other countries. In the United States, we're being persecuted by the laws. Like, we can't pray in schools no more. We can't preach the word of God on government property, or something like that. And they call it the Separation from Church Act, which, by the way, contradicts the First Amendment. How much time do I have? Let's see. And false prophets, once again. This is the second time Jesus warned about false prophets. Of course, not all of them will claim to be Christ. Some of them would take scriptures out of context, probably on purpose, and preach a false doctrine off of that. And many will be deceived by that. And a false prophet, would tell their congregation what they want to hear. Which would include cults, and not just cults, but preachers who are afraid of the truth. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Well, I'm running out of time. I'm not going to kind of go as far as I want to anyway. Until next time, which will be tomorrow.